In this video, I'm going to talk about how I became the unemployed rich friend. I make any amount of money that I want to make. I'm able to travel the world. I've been to 15 different countries, and how I've been able to make over $7 million in my 20s, and how people just like you, average people, are able to do this as well. And this is something that I've been studying like casually on the side for the past few years now. And it all comes down to your psychology and the neuroscience of who you are, and the neuroscience of success, and the neuroscience of changing your life. And it all comes from this concept of building out your future life and your future self. So something I would do at the very beginning of my life is like, I would write down on a piece of paper, who do I want to become? I would write down what are the attributes that they have, like as in, how do they think? What do they do on a day-to-day life? What does their life look like? This life that I'm living right now, where I'm literally riding a bike to some random park in Amsterdam, is pre-programmed into my brain from years ago. I actually would write it down every single day that I travel to new countries. I have new experiences all the time. I own a supercar. I have a beautiful big house. I make millions of dollars a year. I do whatever it is that I want. These are things that I decided for myself years and years and years ago, okay? And it's none of that woo-woo like self-help journaling stuff or like manifestation, but instead this is how it actually works, is you want to write down who it is that you want to be, and then here's the trick to not make it just manifestation or some woo-woo stuff, but instead how to actually make it your life, is you want to write down all of these things that you want to become, write it in the current moment, as if your art life is already existing that way. And what'll happen is your brain, for a little glimpse of a second, will start to think as if, like it starts to lie to itself that you are that person. And then here's where most people go wrong, how most manifesting goes wrong, and why most these people like just trying to sell you a journal or some course or some shit. Instead, what you need to do is, it's easy for this to go wrong because you can actually build a bad feedback loop and actually make this like a sense that you're addicted to not making progress in life, and you're addicted to overthinking and overcomplicating things. Because what'll happen is if you write all these things down and then you do nothing with it, you write all these down and you never do it again, or you never do anything that gets you anywhere closer to that life, you then become addicted to mediocrity, and you become addicted to living this day over and over again. And so what you have to do is, instead of feeding yourself with cortisol, with adrenaline, with all of these negative emotions and feelings of, oh, what if I'm not enough and not good enough? Instead, you have to immediately do something about the goals that you wrote down. So start small, start with like 5 goals. And you want to try to keep it pretty realistic. So let's say that you've never made more than $10,000 a month in your life. I'd say write down, I would shoot for like 20,000, okay? I know you've never make 10, that's why I'm giving you the goals. Write down, I am making 20K a month. And then you want to do something health, like I am in the best physical health shape in my life. I love looking at myself in the mirror. And then I have an incredible relationship with my boyfriend, my girlfriend, I'm married, husband, wife, whatever it is. I have an incredible relationship with my spouse. I have an incredible relationship with my parents. I am friends with people that do cool shit in life. And that's, I think, a good start. You want to keep it pretty small, keep it pretty light, keep it realistic, okay? And then you can start to add to it over time. Eventually I got to a point where I had like 20 different goals on my thing. And what you do is you always write it, I am. I am is one of the most powerful statements. It's a declaration to yourself and to the world that this is who you are. And then what you need to do is, immediately after you wrote these down, do something about it, okay? So I recommend doing this twice a day. So do it in the morning and then do it before you go to bed. But in the morning, do it. And then this is why it's the best in the morning, right? As soon as you get out of bed. Go then brush your teeth. And while you're brushing your teeth, you're like, why am I brushing my teeth? While you're brushing your teeth, brush it with your opposite hand, or, you know, just, yeah, with your opposite hand. Maybe even get different toothpaste. Go buy different toothpaste. The trick is that you want to like rewire yourself that you're becoming successful. So go brush your teeth. And while you're brushing your teeth, tell yourself that this action that you're doing right now is making you that person. I know it sounds corny. And then what you want to do is come up with something next and then do it. If you're having a tough time like taking action on anything, you just count down from 5. I got this actually from Steve-O from Jackass. What he does is he'll count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then after he counts down from 1, he does whatever he says he's going to do. Gets out of bed. He goes brush his teeth. He goes on a walk. He goes and gets coffee. Whatever it is. Gets dressed for the day. And what'll happen is anytime that you're really stuck, just count down from 5 and then do the thing. So neuroscience says that when you take action on what happens in your prefrontal cortex, the vision that you have, the ideas that you have, the logic and the reasoning, because this is this is what makes us human, is we can actually think ahead in the future, and we can evaluate things, and we can reason with stuff, unlike any other animal in the animal kingdom. Then what you have to do is you have to then give the feedback to your brain, which is the only way that the rest of your body, like your limbic system, which controls your hormones, or any other parts of your brain, you have to then move. You have to do something physical. You have to wire it into your body, essentially. So you have to have an idea and then move. That's why if you ever go to a Tony Robbins event, they make you dance, they make you shout, they make you high five people, they make you sad, they make you he plays with all of your emotions, but then gives you a lot of logic and reasoning of his vision of who you can become. And it's that back and forth between logic and reasoning and emotions and physical. You'll hug people. It's interesting when you do a Tony Robbins event. And so what you want to do is you need to turn it into something physical. Go high five yourself, go dance, go for a walk, go do anything physical. And what it does, I'm telling you, you guys think I'm crazy, do it literally right after this video. Write down the goals, the 5 goals I gave you, and then do it after this video, and then drop it in the comments, how you feel after. I'm telling you, it sounds corny, but drop it in the comments. I'm only telling you guys stuff that actually works, because I get it. I used to be like you. So then what happens is you'll feel differently, and that feeling, you have to hold on to it, because at the end of the day, you're making 30 grand a month, 100 grand a month, you're living your dream life, you're happily married, you're traveling the world, you're doing whatever it is. I've done all the rich people stuff, gone job at you buy stupid expensive clothes and whatever, this quarter zip I just bought it the other day, it was 3 grand. But these sunglasses, they're $2,500 sunglasses, they have meteorites in it. See, that's stupid shit. That's stupid. And what you have to do is you have to tell yourself who you want to be, and then you have to lie to your current reality. Obviously, you're not making 20 grand a month. You're not living in your dream life or whatever yet. But if you tell yourself that you are, and then move, and then shake it into your body, it starts to think that it is. And then the third step of all of this, so it's idea, action, and then the last part is doing it consistently. This is the part that is the lamest advice out of all of this. Kind of why I save it for last, but also it's the most important part of all of this entire process, is you consistently are rewiring your brain to think in this way. When people say rewiring, you're just recreating the neural networks. Neurons that fire together wire together. And so you have to come up with ideas and then help wire it with physical motion, and then you have to consistently wire your neurons a certain way. You ever hear the phrase if you don't use it, you lose it? There's even a crazy thing where it's if you plug up your nose and you do that for a week or even a month, your nose size will actually shrink. You will the neural the cavities of your nose will actually get smaller, because your body's just not using it as much, and so it takes the energy and puts it elsewhere. And so you have to use the prefrontal cortex, which is what we're gifted to as human beings, and then rewire it into your lizard brain and into all of your emotions in your animal brain. That's what you're thinking is what it needs to feel in order to get those feel good feelings. Because Sigmund Freud always talks about, in Civilization, this discontents, we're motivated by either pain or pleasure. And so a lot of us were wired by pain, and the pain is not good pain. It's pain of doing nothing. And we wire ourselves that that's a good thing, because we're so motivated by pain that we keep rewiring our brain with pain, and we keep doing nothing about the ideas that we have in our head. But instead, when you wire yourself with feel-good feelings, cortisol, or not cortisol, with serotonin, with oxytocin, with these feel-good hormones, it makes it significantly easier to want to build momentum in your life, to want to show up and do the things that are going to make you 20, 30 grand a month, to go listen to entrepreneurs that are making the amount of money that you want to make, and doing the work that it takes to get there. Because it's going to take work. It's going to take work to work your way up a 9-to-5 job. It's going to take work to be fucking lazy and do nothing, because you have to figure out some way of getting your unemployed benefits. It's going to take a lot of work to get rich. It all takes work. And so I'd rather work and be rich and live my life and have an enjoyable life than do the other types of work that end up getting me nowhere in life and not that many life experiences, because life is very short, which is something for another video. But if you go through this feedback loop over and over and over again, and you show up consistently, writing down your goals in the morning, going out brushing your teeth. I'm getting rich right now, brushing my teeth. And then you go to bed, you're writing this journal down, your goals, so that way you can program it then while you sleep, because that's another thing. There's like, you have the different waves in your brain, and I forget the type of wave that it is, but there's a wave that hits whenever you're starting to sleep and fall asleep that you can subconsciously program yourself. So when you close your eyes, you start to run these scripts and processes from the day, and a lot of it's wired from like the last event that you went to bed with. And that's why if you ever watch like scary movies, or if you watch like just disgusting like doom scrolling content, brain rot, you actually just program yourself to be a dumbass, and your hippocampus actually like gets smaller and smaller if you're not like constantly like rewiring it to want to be used with like physical health and stuff. So instead, what you need to do is you need to write down your goals, so that way as you're going to sleep, you're starting to tell yourself, like, you're starting to believe the things that you wrote, because that's what the last thought that you had there. And so that's why meditation is really powerful, is if you can get yourself into that kind of like much quieter state in your brain, where it's much more easily programmed in the subconscious. And then while you're programming yourself, you're starting to rewire yourself with those beliefs that you want. But anyways, so just write down your goals before you go to bed, and then just wake up, write it down when you wake up. And I always did it with a legal pad, is what I did. I just would have it next to my bed, and I would just kind of flip through the page. And what I loved about legal pads is you can just see like how long you've been doing this consistently, because another strong motivating factor in life is like, whenever you're good at something, you're more motivated to do it. Like if you start to play ping pong, you'll start to love playing ping pong the more that you play it, and you get addicted to playing it because you start to get good at it, and you want to do things that you're good at. Same with playing chess. As you start to get a little bit better at chess, you start to get addicted to playing more chess. You get addicted to the things that you start to do consistently, and so you get addicted to success and shifting your identity and becoming richer, because as you start to do it more often, you start to get a little bit good at it, and then it's game over. Now you're just so addicted to your identity shifting and becoming successful. So yeah, and then you can apply this to any other part of your life, with relationships, with health. It's all kind of the same. It's just those are really like the categories of life that are the most beneficial. So at first, I did it with money, which, you think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's like we're in like survival for a lot of our lives, and the way that we get out of survival in current society is through money and being able to make sure we have a roof over our heads, food's taken care of, and then from there it starts to move into like, how do we do cool stuff, how do we, people start making art and like experiences and doing cool stuff. And so money is really like the key to a lot of that stuff, and then health and relationships starts to become a byproduct of the two. Of having money. And so as you start to make some money, reinvest into your health, reinvest into building good relationships. This is a little bit of something that's, what's the word that I'm looking for? Some people may disagree with me on this, but I think that relationships and like having good relationships in your life can be on a pause, and you can be an extremist of becoming financially successful for a while, for like a year or two, a few years. And then once you do that, then focus on relationships. That's what I did, and I would just try to do like the bare minimum when it comes to relationships, try to do the bare minimum when it comes to health, just enough to where it's like you're getting the feel-good emotions, and you're like helping yourself think better and in a better mental health state. But I'm putting like 90% of my percentage points of growth in life into business, and then when I have financial success, then I focus on other areas of my life, because money really does unlock everything. Because it unlocks time freedom, it unlocks the ability to go travel, it unlocks the ability to go into some beautiful park that you've never been to before and enjoy the nature and have life experiences that you've never had before. So anyways, that's it. Drop it in the comments. Go write down your goals. Again, to recap, go write down like 3 to 5 goals as if you've already had them. I am. And then go do something about it. And then start baking this into your daily habits. I'm telling you, you do this for 3 months, you do this for 6 months, you do this for a year, your life will become different. Your life will be far more successful. It's just you have to trust the process, because you can't just do it for a day, you can't just do it for a week. You have to do this for a longer period of time. And what I would say, there's another like little bonus tip, is like commit to it for 30 days at least, because 30 days is enough time for you to be like, okay, yeah, I'll try this out, and it's not too long to where it just feels like impossible. So set the calendar date, whatever it is today, say I'm gonna do this every single day for the next like month, and just try to make sure that you just don't miss a day. I'm telling you, that will make you successful. You commit to something for a month, you start to like feel like, wow, I can set a goal, I can like try to pursue something in my life, and I can actually make it happen. And it wires your brain to be like addicted to make you more progress in life. So all the best. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let's make you rich and super successful. We got a PJ flying over us right now. We got a $30 million jet just flying over while we're sitting in the park enjoying our best lives. But anyways, life's waiting for you. Go get rich. Go become successful. Do what I told you. I hope to meet you one day and that you become wildly successful. Love y'all.